Hey guys, Bruce here. Welcome back. Hey, I just wanted to show you a pretty good deal that Harbor Freight has going on. I think it's until January 16th of 2022 is their cheap Harbor Freight grinder. This is the Warrior. I think it's the cheapest one that they offer. It's a 4.3 amp slide switch angle grinder for $9.99, just under 10 bucks. And I bought 3 of them. Not because they're the best, greatest grinders in the world, but because of their price, 10 bucks. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this grinder and I'm going to set it up for several different setups where they're just going to be set up and stay that way. I don't have to change anything on them until I wear out the tool that's put in it, the disc or the brush or whatever I'm using. It's 120 volt. 60 hertz, 4.3 amps, 12,000 RPM. It's got your standard 7/8 inch arbor, 5/8 inch spindle, and it's only 3.3 pounds. That's what I really like about these grinders. I have a Chicago Electric. No, it's a Drill Master. It used to be the cheapest one that Harbor Freight sold. Drill Master, 4.3 amp. Had it for almost 8 years. I think I paid like 13 bucks for it or something like that with a coupon. And I still have it. I put a new set of brushes in it at its 6-year mark. I made a video of doing that if you're interested in looking at that. And here I am another 1.5 years later and it's still running. I think the bearings are getting pretty loose and wore out on it, but it still works. I don't really particularly care for switching out the implement or the attachment all the time. And that's what's kind of a pain. That's why I decided to get 3 of these. I do have a DeWalt 11 amp for heavy duty jobs, but this little 4.3 amp grinder, angle grinder, is going to do everything that I needed to do. Now I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that absolutely hate these things, and I've read a lot of posts. People say they died 2 hours into the first use and that sort of thing. I guess it just really depends on maybe 1, your luck, and 2, how you treat the tool. The switch has a slide switch on the side with a lock mechanism, and it's not my favorite switch. I think there's 2 weaknesses for this particular grinder. One is this locking pin for locking the arbor when you're gonna put the wrench on it to loosen and take off your disc. And 2, the switch. It's not a heavy duty. The switch on my 8-year-old one is still working fine, and it's the same kind of switch as this. It's either spring loaded, or if you push it up and push forward on it, it'll lock it into the on position. Not my favorite, but it is kind of nice to be able to lock that up into the on position and then use the grinder however you choose to use it. It comes with the grinder, of course. It comes with a handle, and it can go either on the right side or the left side. There is not a position to put it in the top. There's no threaded hole for that. But on the left or the right, so depending on if you're left or right-handed. And then it comes with just your standard wrench or spanner in order to remove and install your discs. And then it comes with your typical standard instruction booklet for the Warrior 4.5 inch angle grinder, which is the cheapest Harbor Freight angle grinder, at least at the time when I was at the store. They're running a sale right now. It's typically $14.99, but I picked them up for $9.99. So for 30 bucks, $31 and some change, I picked up 3 grinders. I'm going to set one up with a cutting wheel, benchmark abrasive cutting wheel for cutting steel and that sort of thing. And if you put a decent cutting wheel in them, heck, it cuts really nice. I cut some scrap pieces of a 20-pound propane tank that I have laying around here. And I think it's about 14 gauge, just under 1/8 of an inch thick, and it cuts right through it with no problems. If you're going to cut, say, 8-foot section of 1/4 inch plate steel, you know, you might burn the thing up doing that. But just be aware of what the tool is capable of and what you're using it for. You can bog it down, and if you're using it for a real heavy-duty job, you may burn the thing up. It does have a 90-day warranty, so use the heck out of it for 90 days. If you need to return it and exchange it, get another one, or get your money back, go ahead and do it. You just can't beat it for 10 bucks. Amazing. So I picked up 3 of those. The second one I'm going to set up with a flap disc. I'll be using that to remove paint and rust and, you know, shaping the weld, putting a V-groove in something to weld it up, that sort of thing. Excellent for that. And it's nice and small and light, so you can just operate that thing with one hand, like your electric toothbrush, basically. Heck, you'll probably spend more on gas going to buy them than you will on the actual tool itself. At least these days, 2022, we all know how that's going. But they're definitely worth the $10 in my opinion. And if you buy a couple of them and you're going to just leave the same tool on it, you won't have to use the arbor stop or the arbor lock nearly as often that way. Put the tool on and use it until you need to replace the tool. The disc or sanding disc or cutting disc or wire wheel, whatever it is you choose to put on your angle grinders, and use the heck out of it. I'm going to set my third one up with a regular hard disc grinding wheel. That's going to be my tungsten sharpening tool. I like to chalk up my tungsten in my drill bit and just sharpen it on my angle grinder. That's the way I've done it pretty much last year and a half or so that I've been TIG welding, and it's worked out really, really well for me. Then that way also I've got that hard disc in there, that grinding wheel, and I can use it to grind down a weld or something without having to change it out. So I picked up 3 of them. Go over to Harbor Freight and have a look if you're interested. If you need a good, cheap grinding angle grinder, cheap Harbor Freight angle grinder. And I did consider buying another little higher level grinder, a little nicer one. But heck, they were in the $30 range. And I figured, well, for that, I can get 3. So in this case, at least in my mind, and for what I use them for in my shop, more is better. Since I do have that DeWalt for heavy-duty type jobs if I need them. And I don't have those types of jobs very often. This is just a hobby for me, and I like playing around and tinkering. So these little cheap grinders, you can't beat it. I'm happy with them. I hope you like them. Have a look at them. I'll keep you guys posted on how this goes. If I have one burn up on me or something, I'll make a video about it showing you what happened and the end result. Let's hope it happens within the next 3 months so I can take it back and get another one. See you on the next video.